So basically what happened there is the cells within the body were charged using restructured water. Does anybody remember how long it actually takes for this effect to take effect?
12 minutes.
12 minutes, right? Spot on. It takes only 12 minutes after drinking 1 glass of Kangen water for the cells in your body to be recharged. The Japanese actually refer to this water as life water, as opposed to dead water. So the water you have in tap water, for example, or bottled water on average is on a shelf for 2 years before it reaches you. This is why the Japanese refer to it as dead water. There's no value in that water whatsoever. So we have something now, which I'm going to show you, which is what we call strong Kangen water. Now this has a pH level of 11.5. How many of you guys here wash your fruit and vegetables? Good, and so you should. Well, I'm pretty sure you will like what we're about to show you now. So we're just using everyday vine tomatoes, which are from Sainsbury's across the road, I do believe. Nothing too fancy. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add tap water to one lot of tomatoes, and then we're going to add Kangen water to the other one. So this is tap water. And then we're adding strong Kangen water, which is 11.5 pH level. I don't know if some of you guys can see already. We'll give these a little rinse. So while we leave them to soak, we'll do a quick demonstration using sunflower oil, I do believe. So we've got pure sesame oil, my apologies. So this is pure sesame oil found from any local store. And we'll add a few drops to each cup. And again, we're going to add tap water, and then in the second one we'll add Inagic strong Kangen water. So what happens when you add oil to water?
It separates.
It separates, right? Can you guys see? And there you go, it's separated. And this is because the particles of the water are so much bigger, the oil stays on top. Now if we add the strong Kangen water, 11.5, you guys see that? I promise you that's not how milk's made. Does anybody know what happened there? It's emulsified, right? That's basically when the water mixes with the oil. And this happens because the particles are so much smaller, it's capable of doing this. This will make much more sense in a second. So if we go back to the tomatoes now, we'll give them one quick rinse. And if we drain these off for you now. So this is the one with the tap water. And then this is the one with the Kangen water. Can you guys see that? Does anybody know what this is? Chemicals? Pesticides. You are 100% spot on. So you've got pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, and all we've used is 11.5, guys. That shows a difference between when you're washing your fruits and vegetables with normal tap water and then washing your fruits and vegetables with Kangen. Would you guys like to try a tomato?
Yes.
Can we send the girls? So this one coming around now is the one washed in Kangen water. I suggest you try it and put it in all at one time. Don't just bite it and make a mess everywhere. And what we'll do is we'll send the other tub round shortly afterwards so you can taste the difference. So all herbicides and pesticides are obviously waterproof, right? Now this is because as you add the herbicides and pesticides to the fruit and veg, or as the farmers do, sorry, if it rains, the farmers don't want to go back out and have to apply the pesticides every time, right? So as you're washing your fruit and veg with normal tap water, that stuff's waterproof and is making no difference whatsoever. But with Enagic strong Kangen water, you're able to wash these off with ease, and it took a couple of rinses, right? Incredible, right?
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the first tomato?
Sweet.
Sweet?
It was nice.
It was nice. You sound really surprised by that. It was nice, it was sweet. I quite often hear it sounds like it was grown in grandmother's back garden, right? What about the second tomato? It is sour. There's a little bit more of a kick, right? A little bit more tangy. But the only difference there, guys, is what's on the tomato, not what's in the tomato. That's down to the chemicals that are applied to it. Even organic fruit and veg has 2 to 4 pesticides on there. It's just more regulated by the government, but still has 2 to 4 pesticides. So strong Kangen water is used for emulsifying oil, cleaning fruits and cleaning vegetables. Check that out, guys. If it's not safe to breathe, how can it be safe to eat? So, 5 types of water that these machines produce. The first one is strong Kangen water 11.5, which is what we use to wash our fruits and vegetables. The second one is Kangen water, healthy drinking water, which we use for drinking, of course. Thirdly, we have clean water, so that's a neutral pH of 7.0, and this is used for children, babies, used for taking medication too. Now, a lot of you might not know that when a baby is in the womb, it's actually in an alkaline environment. But once you are born, you're exposed to the food that we eat every day, to pollution and things like that. You naturally become more acidic over time. So, fourth, we have beauty water. Now, we call this beauty water because it's mainly used for things like applying to your skin. Any ladies in the house buy toner? I'm sure you all know it's not cheap, right? It's pretty expensive. Well, that's basically the exact same thing. And this machine provides gallons and gallons and gallons of it for pennies. Now, all it does is moisturizes and hydrates your skin within seconds. If you apply this to your skin, it's gone within a second, just because, again, the particles are smaller, absorbed into your skin. So save yourself a fortune there, ladies. And then the last water that the machines provide is strong acidic water. This is used for disinfecting, killing bacteria, for example. So you can even do things like, you can spray this in your mouth. If you have an infection in your mouth, it's good for bad breath. You can even spray it in your eye if you have an eye infection. So it's perfectly safe, no chemicals. So there is no reason to ever buy chemicals again for the house. No need to use Dettol, for example. All chemically free. If your children ever get any cuts or scrapes, you can just apply some of that. So, there are 3 main machines that we offer. The first one is the JR2 model, and that's the one on the furthest to the right. This has 3 titanium plates. Now, what the plates do within the machine is, as the water enters the machine, it goes through what we call an electrolysis process. So these plates will actually apply an electric current through the water, which will then separate from alkaline to acidic, and also determines the level of ORP, which is the oxidation reduction potential. So more plates equals better ORP. So that's the difference. So the JR2, 3 titanium plates, has a price of less than €2,000. It's actually about £1,700, less than £1,700. Secondly, the SD501 has 7 titanium plates, so over double, and this has a price of 3308, which is less than £3,000. And then the third one, top of the range, all singing, all dancing, the K8 is €4,355, which is less than £4,000. And that concludes my presentation. Guys, thank you very much.